Yo, guys, Justin James here with the 10-7. And as you guys may know, Huzaifa is out of town, but we have a great show for you tonight. Cobey Fehr is going to be jumping on the show with us real soon here. He's just doing some last minute getting home and getting settled in before he jumps in. But without further ado, guys, I'm gonna skip over the first subject until Cobey gets here, and I want to talk about this incredible fight coming up. I'm talking about Conor McGregor taking on Max Holloway. And as you guys know, this is a rematch from almost 15 years ago. Man, and you know, a lot of people are talking about the speculation of Conor McGregor not doing this for the money and Conor McGregor doing this for the love of the game. You know, John Dong was here 15 minutes early. Appreciate you guys coming in. But, you know, talking about, you know, Conor McGregor, you know, getting off drugs, straightening his life up to come back and face a very tough Max Holloway. Now, when we look at Conor McGregor, let me look this up real quick. All right. Conor McGregor's Tapology, 22 wins, 6 losses, currently on a 2-fight losing streak. And, you know, 19 wins by KO, 10-4 in the UFC. But, you know, having that brutal broken leg injury against Dustin Poirier, getting knocked out by Dustin Poirier, you know, he's 1 in 3 in his last 4. 1 in 3 in his last 4. You know, getting finished by Khabib, beating Donald Cerrone, then losing Dustin Poirier twice. And, you know, people are talking about how, you know, he's revitalized and he's a new guy and he's off the drugs and he's back to training. But I tell you what, we look at the big picture of things and, you know, coming back from a brutal leg injury like he has and just with this time off, do I think that Conor McGregor can come back and do this? And honestly, you know, the speculation that I'm reading online is people talking about, well, Conor's a power puncher and he can knock Max out in one punch. And, you know, I guess so. But Max Holloway, you know, besides Ilia Topuria, who is a lot, Christopher, here we go. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Cobey.
What's up, man?
After a huge win in the PFL. And Cobey, I want to talk about your win. I want to talk about everything you went through leading up to that win. But right now, I skipped the subject because you're a little late. Talking about Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people say that, you know, Conor McGregor is a power puncher and he's going to knock Max out. You know, personally, I don't think so. You know, Conor McGregor's 1 in 3 in his last 4 fights. He's been finished by Dustin Poirier. He's been finished by Khabib. What are your thoughts initially on Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway too?
Holloway has been active. I would think Holloway would probably slide McGregor, probably do him dirty, to be honest.
That's exactly the first thing you just said there. Like, he's been more active and, you know, taking these long layoffs, coming back from a brutal leg break. Like, that's what I think too. I think he's going to be able to push together. I think Conor McGregor is going to come out strong in the first and try to, you know, impose his will. But as this fight goes on, you know, if he doesn't put away Holloway, the longer this fight goes, I mean, I think it's going to more favor Max Holloway.
Yeah. It seems like Holloway's got a big advantage from he's been staying active for the last 5 years. He hasn't been injured as much. McNugget has the 2 fake legs or the 2 legs. What, he broke his ankle and then a knee. Also, McNugget was all juiced up, so he's going to be slow, sluggish, and tired, and Holloway's going to be like a whip.
Yeah.
I think McNugget's going to get busted up. I saw a video of Conor looking pretty good in the gym, though, sparring but he was beating on a little kid, it looked like a 17 or 18-year-old. I don't know how old it was. It could be an old video, but.
You know, and that's funny because Huzaifa brought that to my attention. Like, oh, I saw this video of him sparring and he looks good and he looks great. And I tell you what, like, who's he sparring against? Is he going against a top 10 fighter, a top 15 fighter? Is he going against a guy that's even in the UFC? And I think all those things do matter when you're looking at these videos. And now I'm looking at Max Holloway's record. He's coming off a loss to Charles Oliveira by decision, beat Dustin Poirier by decision, lost to Ilia Topuria, but prior to that, beat Justin Gaethje, our UFC champion. Chang Sung Jun, beat him with a right hook. And, when you talk about, coming back from brutal injuries, let's look at the past. Let's look at Anderson Silva when he broke his leg. Never came back the same. Was able. I don't even know if he ever won a fight after that. We look at Chris Weidman. Same thing. He fought Brad Tavares. Always had these injuries lingering. What do you think it's like coming back from a brutal leg break like that?
It's got to mess with you a little bit. I don't know. I guess it's all in your mind. My buddy Terrence McKinney, we were college teammates, and he's one of my good friends. But I've seen him get hurt like a bunch of different times, like severe injuries, like broke his leg in the one fight, came right back. I've seen him smash a lot of people, but you see him lose. Been on a couple like on the wrong end of some losses, and he comes right back. But he's a mental giant. He knows how to put him, like, not care about himself during the competition. So I definitely think that will affect your confidence. And then the main thing is that you can't train the way that you used to when you're injured like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Conor will be able to fake it and sell himself, make it sound good like he's the old Conor and stuff, but that shit's water under the bridge, in my opinion. Hopefully McGregor's knocks him out in 3 seconds and it's the most spectacular shit ever, but I don't see that happening.
I want to highlight some comments here real quick. Harsh, how are you? We're good. Huzefa is in Croatia right now, so Cobey stepping in, does a great job. Love having Cobey Fehr on the show. Get to talk about his win coming up. Tehran, 2026, the year of the underdog. Obviously, you watched my video. 2026 is going to be the year of the underdog. Let's see. Tehran's taking McGregor. Harsh, McGregor won't get busted up. It's just assumption. If Ilya can lose, anybody can lose, of course. And, of course, he said his legs are fine. What's he going to say? That my legs are still compromised? Obviously, just like Cobey said, he's going to fake it till he makes it. Mr. Clapper says, what's up, everybody? Harsh says, I just want to see the counter punching of McGregor or whatever the decision is. Yeah, man, Conor McGregor, incredible counter puncher, obviously. But again, just coming back from that injury, and obviously he's going to try to fake it till he makes it. He's not going to come out and say his legs are compromised, or he's going to talk about how good he's feeling, how sharp he's feeling, and look at these training videos of me beating up nobodies. 170 favors McGregor. You think so, Tehran? We saw him at 170 before against Diaz, and I thought he gassed out. What are your thoughts of that going up to 170 for Holloway and Conor, Cobey?
I think it'll affect McGregor worse, but he uses so much energy, and he's like explosive and twitchy. I think he's like a white guy trying to use like a black man's explosiveness, and it gasses him out, and that's why anytime a fight lasts a long time, McGregor starts to fade. So, but I still love the way he gets down. Like, it's badass that he's willing to get tired and try to do something entertaining and light a crowd up and shit. So, but yeah, I think, in my opinion, Holloway's body's gonna do better. He's younger, right? Is Holloway younger than McGregor?
Let me see. I'll check right now. Holloway is. Let's see. Holloway, born in 91. So he's about 34. McGregor was born in 88. So, yeah, Holloway's going to be a little bit younger. And so what's your final prediction?
Holloway.
I'm taking Holloway too. I think Holloway's going to I think Conor McGregor is going to come out really strong, try to find a home for that left hand. Holloway is going to, dodge it, take him into the late rounds and probably finish him. I think he's going to finish him by round 3 or 4. I don't see this going to decision. I just don't think Conor McGregor is going to be able to last 25 minutes with the output of Holloway. I think he's just going to keep chipping away at him. And once we get to round 3 or 4, he's going to find a finish.
That's what they want, Tehran. 100%. That's what they want. That in a perfect world, yeah, that would happen. But Holloway's probably going to ruin that party that you're thinking about.
there is UFC narrative, and there's a lot of great stories if Conor wins. But again, I just don't think his body's going to be able to hold up coming back from that tib fib fracture. I think it's just going to be brutal.
I'm ready to see McGregor and Gaethje right now. Skip.
Ooh.
I would, in my opinion, I'd rather just skip Holloway.
I tell you
to
what,
be real,
I think that Gaethje, or excuse me, Conor has a better chance against Gaethje than he does, because I feel Gaethje kind of exposes himself a little bit more than Max Holloway does. What's your thoughts on that?
yeah, he'd have a better chance against Gaethje.
Yeah, you think so too? Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. I mean, Gaethje is going to come at him with reckless abandonment. I feel he's going to be a little bit more exposed. Something these fighters spend 8 to 10 months in training sessions to get tired in 25 minutes. What actually happened to them? Man, dude, I tell you what, I can attest to this. It's just about output. Like, I train really hard in my fights. I do strength conditioning. I do dieting. I spar. I wrestle. But man, when that output, I mean, when you get under the lights and you got all those nerves and everything, it's a little bit different output than being at the gym. What do you think, Cobey?
yeah, there's a lot of stress. It's like you have so much adrenaline. Um, there's a bunch of uncontrollable factors to the fight. So naturally, people hold their breath. They do different shit than they do in the gym, and then they get tired quicker. So yeah, the stress. There's warm up factors, time changes. If you're in a different country, you don't have the same. The water has more sodium. There's so many things that could factor into a good or bad performance. And most people, like, this isn't like baseball or the games of America, like it's a lot more stressful. In baseball terms, like every fight would be like the last at bat in a game-winning situation. So, naturally you're going to have more anxiety, pressure. If you lose, you only get one check. There's so much that fans don't understand why a man would be getting tired or stressed out by a fight. And then all the fighters sell it and say, oh, I wasn't scared. I don't get scared. I don't get tired, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it is weird, though, to see someone put in a 16-week training camp and then show up to the fight and get tired on the stool in 5 minutes. But
hey, man, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. I've had great training camps, and after that second round, man, it's like I just feel so exhausted. But again, there's just so many factors playing into that. Guys, I want to move on to a very important topic here, because we have the man in the house. Cobey Fehr fought in the PFL this past weekend, and he came out victorious, making his PFL debut, making it look very easy. Cobey, talk us through the process. Talk us through your training camp. Talk us to fighting on the big stage for the first time. Like, tell us about the whole experience.
yeah, PFL took great care of me. It was a great fight week. I've never been a part of a big promotion before. I've fought for like Tough Enough and some of the regional shows, which they do a great job as well. But PFL has like, it's real organized. They got a good team involved, so you don't really have to worry about shit. You just show up and get ready for the fight. But overall, it was a hell of an experience. Got to travel. Yeah, I'm not sure how I fought yet. I got to watch it to figure out what I could do better, or how I can dial it in more.
Well, we're going to share the video here. I found the video. You made easy work, less than 2 minutes of this fight. But, before we get into that, you have an incredible management team, Dominance MMA. How did this fight come about?
I was training with Umar Nurmagomedov and some of the Dagestanis before Umar's last fight. Umar was getting ready, and I showed up for him a whole bunch of times, and we had natural camaraderie, and we kind of became close. And then Ali called Kogan, or in some way, shape, or form, and then PFL offered me a contract.
How many fight contract did you get with the PFL? 3 fights?
4. And
Nice.
here's another question. Am I supposed to talk about shit like that? Is that gonna piss someone off when I say these things?
I don't
Like
think
if I,
so. I mean, you're just talking about the amount. No, because I talked about it when I was in the UFC. It's. I mean, you don't have to talk about your pay or anything.
yeah,
But
but would that piss them off if you talk about your pay? Is
I
that
don't
a
think.
re
I don't think so. I talked about it when I was in the UFC. People asked. If you're not comfortable talking about it,
No,
it's totally fine.
I'm comfortable. I'm just asking an honest question. Like, does that do they ding you for shit like that? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I don't know. I never got dinged, fortunately. Um,
Ugh.
so what's next for Colby? I mean, you came out unscathed. How long do you want to wait till you get your next fight?
Um, I have some news coming soon.
Awesome.
They liked it. They liked me, and they want me to fight again soon. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure the exact month. I got a wedding coming up in like 16 days, so I'll be in Mexico for like a week or so hanging out, and then I'll come back and I'm gonna train. I'm gonna try to take this week halfway off, but I mean, I almost went to 11 o'clock this morning, but I didn't want to hear all the good jobs and shit. So I'm just like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to like, it's so damn awkward, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
like,
Well, dude,
I'd rather just hide than, like,
I
even if I get an award for MVP, I'm gonna skip the banquet. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
for sure.
Like, I don't care if you guys are happy to see me or sad to see me. Either way, I'm ignoring it.
I get it. Hey, I want to answer this real quick. Justin, you're part of Strickland's 1-2-3. What Dustin said, I saw that video making rounds. I wasn't a part of it, but Strickland, I was at the PI actually when that picture was taken. Strickland's a madman. Let's go. Marab in Kick Live with Neon said, "How you whom he know to whom our Arman Sarukian is fighting." So definitely we'll get to see his fight soon. Yeah, that should be good. Now, without further ado, guys, I want to show the video of Colby whooping ass. He made it look really easy. Colby hasn't watched this video yet, so we get to watch it, and he gets to walk us through essentially exactly how this fight went. Let's check this out real quick. Oh shit! Hold on one second. Why is this thing is? Hold on one second. Sorry guys. Is the fight up right now?
No, I think it's black. I can't
Okay.
tell.
Yeah. 1 second. I've had some technical difficulties today with StreamYard. 1 second. Okay, let's do this again. Share screen. Cobey Fehr. Okay, how about that? Is it on now?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Oh, you know what? I wonder if Facebook blocks it. Oh, no, there it is. How about now? There we go. Well, walk us through what's going on here, man. This guy's just putting an ass whooping on this guy.
Yeah. I kicked him, tricked him into kicking me back. When he went to kick me back, I took my left foot, put it behind his front foot like a little placeholder and tripped him. So he kicked, and when it was coming back, I put my foot behind it. And that when he went to take a step backward, I had my foot behind his foot as like a placeholder, knocked him off balance, dropped down to a double. I knew he'd go guillotine, so I put myself on top of my head, cartwheeled over it, passed through it. I was beating on him, and then I heard his coaches yell up kick, and I saw he had like a intention to try to up kick me and hurt me. So then I hit him with the hard shot, hit him with the hard left hand, and I never do that Darce left-handed like that. I always do it righty. So, but in the fight, I just made an adjustment, and Jake Shields and Jason Manley have made me drill that over and over again. I'm always attacking the neck in the training room though. So to me, it's like a puzzle or something. It's not as much of a fight as people think.
Well, even more exciting than the Darce choke is this was my favorite part of the video is this right here. Look at this. You just look at your emotion. Look at how happy you are, man. Like, look at this guy jumping around, Like, dude, tell us about this. Like the emotions you're going through. This is my favorite part of the video. Your win's great. Don't get me wrong. But to see you like this, you know, I've known you for a long time. I don't get to see this side of Cobey Fehr. Tell us the emotions running through your head. Like, tell us how happy you were. How did this rate to you in some of the best moments of your life?
I would say it's up there for sure. Uh, but I never want to get lost in my own sauce or admire myself or have ego problems where I think I'm cooler than I am. There's an art to staying cool and not staying cool for too long, which is what some people, that's where they make a mistake. You know, they try to keep up with like popularity and fame. Fame is fleeting. It's always going to run away from you no matter what. So it's not something that you can really hold on to. Those moments just, they run away so fast that it's almost depressing because it feels so good and then it's gone so fast. And I have a very addictive personality. So now I feel like I'm strung out. Like I need more now. But yeah, I'm so happy. I knew there was a lot of people watching from home, couple bars packed. My family, people that I used to embarrass, are now together cheering. It's just that's kind of like those are if I ever stun on somebody or act like I'm like a prick or something, that's who I'm like stunting for them more than anything, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, bro, it was a lot of fun. I was trying not to. My coach taught me never to make your celebration greater than your victory, but or else I would have been doing flips and other shit.
Hey man, well I tell you what, you know, leading up to that fight, we talked about all the people back home that you were trying to make proud, and yeah, I tell you what, you made everybody Extreme Couture proud, man. Man, dude, I was so happy to watch the fight, so happy to see that moment of all your emotion come out. I'm sure everybody back at home was just like that. We have a comment here from Tehran. Can't wait to see him in the UFC. Going to cause havoc in that bantamweight division. I'm telling you, if you guys haven't heard of Cobey Fehr, follow this guy on Instagram. This guy is the real deal. He's the only bantamweight that I can grapple with that I feel like I'm like, it's like, dude, I'm a lot bigger than Colby, and this guy tosses me around. He caught my neck 3 times just a couple weeks ago in grappling. I'm going to hold my receipts and hopefully get him back. But until then, man, I'm a huge Cobey Fehr fan, and you know, a rising tide raises all ships, and I can't wait to see what's next for Colby. Now, Colby, the next topic I want to talk about is somebody that you're familiar with, somebody that you've trained before, Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Garry. Why is this thing doing this shit? 1 second. Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Garry. All right, now, you and Islam, I'm sure you guys have trained together. You're both under Dominance MMA. Like, what are your thoughts of this matchup initially?
Makachev is gonna play with Ian Garry like a little like a cat playing with like a ball of yarn. It's over for Ian Garry.
You think he's going to make easy work of him?
Yeah, he's gonna cut through him like he ain't shit.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, have you trained with Islam before?
Yeah.
How do your rounds go with Islam?
Well, we weren't partners per se, but we were in the same practice. So I've watched him, and he's actually cornered me in sparring rounds before against like without going into the details, he was cornering me against his cousin Tagir. And so it's like I'm sparring Tagir, and there's 15 Russians, and Ali coaching Tagir, and Islam is cornering me. It was before the Clayton Carpenter fight when Tagir Ulanbelikov smashed Clayton Carpenter. We were doing 4 or 5 round. They were doing like world title fights at the PI, basically like 3 to 5 rounds of sparring with big gloves, headgear. And Islam, when he would corner me, he's like, Kobe, I want you to hit him 1 hard punch, take him down, brother. 1 hard punch, take him down. So, yeah, I see Islam hitting him with 1 hard punch, fitting in from southpaw, hitting his knee to the ground like you're supposed to, penetrating the way you're supposed to. finishing the takedown, not like kickboxer style, like sambo, folk style, pancrase, like a catch wrestling style of entry that works in every sport, street fights. It's sweet because it works against everyone, and it's a one size fits all thing. If you get good enough at it, it doesn't matter if someone's bigger than you, blase, blase, which is, am I right? Makhachev went up, right?
Yeah, this is at 170.
Yeah. I've seen videos of Ian Garry getting taken down by subpar wrestlers.
Actually, I saw that video you're probably talking about just yesterday, and he actually stopped training with this guy because he was taking him down too much. Now, when you look at Islam, he's on a 16-fight win streak. He's regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Personally, I think 2026 is going to be the year of the underdog. You got Justin Gaethje knocking off Ilia Topuria. There was another huge upset. What am I man, I just was talking about it earlier. What was the other big upset that just happened? Justin Gaethje, Ilia Topuria. It happened before that. Oh my gosh, why am I losing? Come on, Turan, help me out here, buddy. I'm losing my mind here. But regardless,
was it Pereira?
Oh yeah, Pereira losing to Cyril Gane. Like, I thought that was an upset. It was a coin flip fight, but I thought that wasn't the fight I'm thinking of. Oh man, it happened before that. Why am I losing my mind? Turan, help me out here, bud. But regardless of that, being on a 16-fight win streak, I think a lot of times guys' style gets figured out. You don't think with being at welterweight, with the footwork, with the length of Ian Garry, he's not going to pose any problem at all. You just don't think there's any chance?
No, I don't.
Well,
but like, I'm in on the same joke that Islam is, as far as like how dumb MMA people are.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you want to get better at grappling, so you go find a high-level black belt that has never done a stand-up in his whole entire life. So now you're on an overhook like this with your legs closed, keeping a guy on top of you. That they don't have an answer. They're
I get it. And by the way,
I feel bad.
Strickland, our teammate Strickland beat Chimaev. That was the upset I was thinking of.
We're fried. That was the biggest upset of the last 5 years. I don't know. We should have both knew that right off rip.
Yeah. How did we not come?
We're fried.
Yeah, exactly. We're fried. But well, I mean, Cobey's trained. He's been there. He's done that. He's trained with Islam. He's trained with all the Russians. Out of all the Russians you've trained with, I know you've trained with Habib as well. Who, in your opinion, is the toughest?
Islam, or they're not. He doesn't train with the Dagestanis. He's Ukrainian, but Yaroslav Amosov. So that, to me, it's between Islam and Yaroslav Amosov. As far as, if they're not, obviously Islam's Dagestani, Yaroslav is Ukrainian, but to me, it's between those two of like best, well-rounded, most complete fighter. As far as like guys who know ball, they know when they see these guys, okay, these guys have it all put together. Like when Floyd Mayweather was boring because he was too defensive and he was too good at boxing. So an average fans watching, they don't like it. Same, it's kind of similar for Islam. He always makes the right play and does the right decision, and he's too efficient, and someone wants to see him lose, and I don't see it happening. And then he'll be just like Khabib, and he'll get out before anyone can get his number. And he'll use the same thing. Hey, mom said I'm not allowed anymore. And then they'll write a book, and he'll be rich.
Well, what do you think about Zabit? Have you trained with Zabit before?
I've trained with his brother a lot, and I've been in the same room as Zabit. He's just he didn't grapple, but he was just moving around, and he was doing like tornado kicks and shit. I don't know, bro. To be honest, he looked like he was ready to fight in the UFC when I was around him. Zabit, his body looked ready to go.
Didn't he quit fighting to become a doctor?
I think so. Yeah. But Zabit's pretty sick. Umar's really good. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many good daggies. They got a team of like they got hundreds of guys that are getting ready. But I don't know if the UFC and PFL if that's what they're looking for anymore because they have so many Dagestanis and Russians and they kind of all have a very similar style. So and I think they're ahead of the curve so much that it's hurting them, you know. Hey, I think you're muted.
Got it. Yep. Sorry about that. But yeah, talking about the Dagestanis, like you're saying, I don't know, how many more they're going to bring in. They all look similar. They all have similar personalities. They all have similar fight styles. And personally, as a fan, I just I can't. It's hard for me to get excited about them, excluding a couple like Islam. That has been around, that have been there and done that for such a long time. Now he's not a Dagestani, but how do you fare with Marab?
Uh,
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Rob's so cool, man. It's hard to tell. He's such
Yeah.
a good guy that when we've sparred, we've wrestled, we've done jiu-jitsu, he's really high level. Um, yeah, he's good, but I'm weird because I've wrestled and jiu-jitsu like hybrided together in an effective way because I'm so obsessed with jiu-jitsu and wrestling and sambo and boxing and kickboxing that I'm able to bastardize each of those sports down and use a very small part of that sport in MMA. I think I'm I think Marab is a stronger if I'm being 100% honest with you, he's a better man than me, stronger man than me, better person than me. But I'm just obsessed with the art as much as he is, you know.
Sure.
But I don't know. I'm such a good scrambler that I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not being a dick, but I don't know anyone who can scramble like me.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
That's
Well,
the one thing I'll say, like in a braggadocious way. Hey, I'm leg defense, scrambling. I've been doing that since I was 4 years old. If you want to try to like play wrestle with me, I'll do shit that you never seen or felt before that they don't have in the mountains. They don't have anywhere. They don't have it in PA. Like I got all the moves that daddy can't buy.
yeah,
You can send the guy to a wrestling camp, send him to Jeff Jordan, pay the best private wrestling coach, but they're not going to be able to make you do a split or a backflip out of a low single or some of the stuff that I do is just it you can't replicate.
yeah, absolutely. I just bring it, and I can attest to that, man. Like I said, I've rolled with Kobe, and he's hit me in moves that I've been grappling, for fucking almost, 30 years now. And he always hits me in moves I've never seen before. Fucking pisses me off. But I say, hey, man, you gotta teach me that shit. And he tries to teach it to me, and it's like I'm just a fucking retard. It's crazy.
No, hell no.
Hey guys, I
Hell
want to move
no.
on to
Well,
our last.
let me talk about you for a second because
All right.
you always talk about me and I always feel like an asshole because the first time I ever trained with Justin, I watched him put a dude to sleep in the garage with the choke that I had never seen before. And it now, mind you, it was a head and arm choke, right?
Yeah,
So I was such a neophyte to jiu-jitsu that I didn't understand. I didn't even know what a head and arm choke was. So I'm like, damn, bro, is he a fucking ninja? I'm like, how the fuck did he put him to sleep? Like I had never put anyone to sleep before except with a Merkel.
sure.
Like
Yeah,
like
I know
I in
exactly. Yep.
street fights I'd do it, but I didn't know like you could just turn the carotid arteries off. I just thought I had some ninja move up my sleeve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was like an art to covering the carotid arteries and shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
But I seen Justin do a bunch of crazy shit in the gym, fighting Mike Pyle, Gray Maynard, the OGs. It's a damn shame that it doesn't speak for itself. You know what I mean? I shouldn't even have to explain that when you're mentioned in conversation everyone should know, like, hey, this guy has 40 pro fights. Do you know what that means? Like, the sacrifices, the broken bones, the sparring rounds, the going to spar when you moved out here with no money, I guarantee it. Can't afford breakfast, can't afford lunch, stealing water from Extreme Couture. Like, no, I freaking admire you, bro. I look up to you. I remember when I first moved here, it was during COVID. You were by the weight room. You were upset because you were trying to get into the UFC. I remember you were down there. You're like, fuck, am I ever gonna get in? You were talking to Dennis, and then the next day you got the call.
Yep.
Am I right?
Well, how it went was I got the call on Monday and my manager's like, get ready. You're going to fight Friday. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then Tuesday came along and they ended up going with Max Raxkoff over me. So Monday, I thought I was going to be in the UFC. I was excited. I was pumped, like ready to go. Tuesday came around. I went to the gym and Dennis is like, hey, they went with Max over you. And I just fucking I deflated. Like I was sick to my stomach, wanted to kill myself. Like not literally, but I was just like, man, I can't believe this. Like, finally, I thought I was going to get my shot. And it's funny because something similar happened to Dennis Davis. He got the call to go fight in the Ultimate Fighter. He made weight. And then right before he was going to fight, they said they went with somebody else. They did something similar to me. So then Wednesday came. I remember I was laying in bed and I was like, you know what? Let's just get up. Let's just go to the gym. We'll go through the motions. Wednesday night, I was going out for Thai food. And then my manager at the time, Jason House, called me and said, hey, another fighter fell through. You're in. And that's how my story went. So when I saw you in the weight room, that was on Tuesday. That was moments after I found out they went with Max Raxkoff over me.
I remember I thought about giving you like a pep talk or some shit, but I was so young and naive that like I thought I had something that would be valuable to say to you. I didn't though. But I remember I almost said it and I was like, ah. And then so I watched your, quote unquote dream actualize and come to life. It was badass. I mean, watching you feint like this and boom, come up with the hook, feint, boom, overhand hook.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went too. That's exactly how it went.
Feint, and you do the same thing to throw your up off of it.
Yep.
Boom, hook behind it, overhand behind it. You'll do one move one time and then change it a little bit the next. There's some very intelligent things that you do that guys aren't noticing, but I'm in on the joke. You know what I mean? So I know. I'm like, and we all seem like we're dummies because we're fighters.
Yeah.
But I see you do some stuff that's brilliant. And then watching how you work with guys that are 0-9, and our gym, you're willing to help anyone, whether it's somebody off the street, it could be a guy with hearing aids, it could be someone who is mentally handicapped. I've seen you helping guys from all walks of life, girls from all walks of life. Shit like that is a testament to your character. And I think that was probably built in wrestling rooms. I don't know. I haven't seen another coach that does that. And then on the evening schedule when you're running the wrestling upstairs, pushing guys, running a real practice, fucking let's go, good music, intensity, shit like that is irreplaceable. And knowing that you give guys a chance to escape reality for a little bit, those classes when you got problems or issues, you can escape. And when your coach is passionate and fucking loves you, you can feel it. This is why I've told you before that you're super important as a coach around there. Watching you work with Don, is it?
Donte?
Yeah, dude. Watching how much fucking passion you have. Yeah, shit like that. Eventually, it'll pay off for you. Though you'll get your recognition and notoriety for as a coach just as much as you got it in fighting it. I think you just got to stay in there and keep fucking being consistent and being aggressive, attacking the moments where you can coach, fucking attacking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you do that, no one will be able to deny you as a coach because you have the knowledge, and on top of it, you can teach it. Like you have the whole package as a coach. You can box, you can wrestle, you can do jiu-jitsu. You've had the fights. You've been on the winning end of things. You know what it's like to literally bet on yourself. You know what it's like to get a knockout. You had what's his name finish. He gets off the hook. There's no situation in the cage like that you haven't been in. So these guys are gonna fucking benefit you. Every young amateur that's working with you is Lucky, dog. Like Lars, some of these guys that you help. I'm like, hey, fucker, are you going to listen? You got to know. You got a veteran. This guy can beat up everyone in your family. Fucking just do what he says.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, moving on to our last subject, and man, thank you so much for your kind words, dude. I really appreciate, hearing it from a fucking up and coming superstar like yourself, man. It really means a lot. But moving on to our final topic, you mentioned his name. I'm talking about Donte Johnson. This guy, I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about this guy. Donte Johnson has just come to has come to Extreme Couture. I've been working with the pros, and this guy is a special somebody. What drew me to Donte Johnson, dude, this guy was getting in gym fights just about 6 weeks ago. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? So I asked Donte who he was working with. He said nobody. And I was like, hey, man, I'd love to work with you. So going on to that coach's aspect, I picked up a guy. Tell me what you know about Donte Johnson. If anything, he's from like Lac du Flam or Lac du Flac, Wisconsin. He's 8-0 right now. What do you know about Donte Johnson?
I know what stuck out to me was that he had a really good performance for the UFC. And I met him in the sauna, and he wasn't like arrogant. Like there was a whole bunch of idiots talking around him, and he was just like really nice to everyone, you know? Like he didn't act like he was like larger than life or more important than other people, and he was like fresh off of a victory. So that dude's got some physical gifts. I'll tell you that. He is a strong son of a gun.
Dude, the strength of Donte Johnson. Let's get into this record of Donte Johnson. Donte Johnson currently 8-0 in MMA on a 9-fight win streak, including his amateur career. He's only 27 years old. And here's something crazy. Donte Johnson is 5'8". He started his professional MMA career as a heavyweight. Have you ever heard of anything like this before?
No.
Bro, Donte Johnson started his MMA career again as a heavyweight. Then he went down to light heavyweight. And we look at these wins as a pro. First round knockout, second fight. First round knockout, third fight. First round knockout, fourth fight. First round knockout, fifth fight. First round knockout, sixth fight. First round knockout, seventh fight. Contender Series. First round knockout. UFC Fight Night. First round guillotine. And then his last fight, he beats Cody Brundage by decision. Now, Donte Johnson has a fight coming up against Eric McConaughey. If you know who Eric McConaughey is, he fought Maki. He beat Maki. What do you know about Eric McConaughey, if anything?
He's got a real hard. His walkout song is tight. He walks out to like the Ghost in the Shell theme song. Yeah, I think he's from the lab, right?
Yeah, he's from the lab, right?
Yeah, they got a smooth operation going on. He's good, but I think Donte is gonna find a way to knock his ass out.
And that's the thing. That's what we're putting into this. Like McConaughey, watching his style, he's a bully. But here's the thing. I don't see anybody bullying Donte Johnson around. This guy, he comes in with a football background. He was a college football player. He's big, he's strong, he's explosive, he's in great shape. And that's one of the reasons he wanted to bring me in as a coach. Fondue Lock, you can see it, Fondue Lock in the background. One of the reasons you want to bring me as a coach is not only do we have great chemistry, it's with my wrestling and grappling background, I feel I can, smooth out the rough edges of Donte Johnson's game. Again, I'm not coming in here to change his striking, make him this slick striker. He already has that. He has the aggression. But for me to help him with wrestling and grappling, I think this is what's going to take Donte Johnson to the next level. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if you can just take every hole and just close it and make it a little bit smaller, take every weakness in someone's game and make it a strength. I've seen him in the room, and he's a beast and really athletic for his size. I honestly just a strong dude in general, not just physical, strong-minded.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone bullying him anywhere. Prison, and there's no atmosphere where Donte Johnson is going to be getting bullied by anyone. I don't care if it's a UFC octagon, a jail cell. He's just he's just a strong dude. I don't see anything but good things coming for that guy.
he reminds me a lot of you, and I don't want to get into too personal of his details, but you know, having a little bit of a rough childhood coming up, and he always talks about he was always fighting. It reminded me a lot of you guys. I want to show you this. This is something I found. Boom. That's Donte Johnson at heavyweight on the Contender Series. Donte Johnson made his Dana White Contender Series appearance at heavyweight 2 months ago. He's now fighting at middleweight this weekend, and he talks about wanting to go to welterweight. Like, have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, and I think when he fought at heavyweight, he must have been just really undersized because he doesn't.
He was 270 pounds.
What?
Yes.
Because he doesn't have
fighting
like,
at 270
from
pounds.
being fat to skinny, they have all that skin and shit. He doesn't have that. He looks like he's always been like an 85 or 70.
Yeah, I think he's always just had that solid muscle base from being he was a defensive player in football. I believe he was a defensive end, and just having that, keeping that explosive power muscle. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, he doesn't have loose skin. He doesn't have stretch marks. It's incredible, man. I tell you what, this is like a rebirth of me. I'm going to be on the other side of the cage. I made my UFC debut back in 2020 in the cage. Now I get to make my UFC debut as a coach at Apex. I've been there. I've fought at Apex a bunch. This is going to feel like home for me. And, if you have what's your final prediction versus Donte Johnson versus Eric McConaughey?
Donte Johnson, first round knockout, like you said earlier.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking the same thing. I think McConaughey is going to come out, try to bully Donte Johnson around, and he's going to realize that Donte Johnson is the guy not to bully. Cobey, I want to end on that. Thank you so much. Congratulations being undefeated in the PFL. We got 3 more big fights for you in the PFL. I want to have you back on the show every time you have a fight. Anytime you want to come on and chop it up, I greatly appreciate your time, man. And until next time, is there anything you want to leave your fans with? We got a bunch of guys on the stream right now. Anything you want to say to close this show out?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram.
Where can we see you? Yeah, where can we see you on Instagram?
At Cobey the Don _
Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm going to pull your Instagram up. Go ahead. You have anybody to thank while I look this up?
Shoot. No. Jesus, maybe. God.
I'm putting you on the spot right now as I look you up.
No, I don't. I really don't have anyone to thank other than Nate Pettit and Patchy and Jake Shields. That left-handed darts was slick.
Dude, it's funny you say that, because when I watched the video before the show, I was like, that motherfucker just did that left-handed. And, I'm not surprised, how to do that, but your right-handed stuff is some of your better stuff. So guys, hey, here's Cobey's Instagram page. He's almost to 10,000 followers. Cobey the Don _ Follow him. Watch this guy's career. He's going to be a PFL champion. I think he's going to be a UFC champion. Cobey has some of the biggest potential in all of the gym. Cobey, thank you so much again for coming on, and we will be back Friday, guys, 1:30. Huzaifa is going to be missing a couple shows, but I'll have either Cobey on or somebody else to co-host with me. And until next time, guys, appreciate everybody.
Thank you. Later, bro.
Hey, see you later, Cobey.
Peace out.